Hello there, fellas and ladies, welcome back to Goodfellas Garage, and in today's video I decided to do a 6 months dealership update and give you fellas sort of a fleet update on all the cars that we have purchased and all the cars that we have sold, because some cars are still here, some cars have sold, and I just want to go over each car one by one and see if we made money or if we lost money. So let's find out. The first car officially that was purchased under the dealership name was the 1993 C4 Corvette in Polo Green. However, I have never purchased that car with the intention of flipping it. I wanted to do a giveaway on the channel, but if you've been watching our channel for a while, you know that we have failed. So we ended up selling the Corvette no reserve on carsandbids.com, which was Doug DeMuro's brand new website for car enthusiasts. I will talk about the Corvette at the end of the video in detail, but the first official flip of the dealership was the 2011 Maserati Gran Turismo S MC Sportline that we have purchased at Manheim Palm Beach, and I really like that car. I enjoyed working on it, I enjoyed driving it. I personally think it's absolutely the best value for the money, and I really don't understand why these Maseratis lose value so quickly, but they are an absolute bargain because the engines are manufactured by Ferrari. A lot of the parts in the car are made by Ferrari. The drivetrain is really good, and they sound absolutely amazing. We purchased the Gran Turismo in February, and by the time I was done fixing all the little things that the car needed, the sticky buttons and a couple of little issues here and there, the pandemic hit and nothing was really selling, so everything was basically frozen in time, and we were about $36,500 into that car. The biggest expense was tire pressure sensors, believe it or not. They were $250 each. They are Ferrari tire pressure sensors because they have little Ferrari logos on them, and they're the same sensors that I used in like a 430 or a 360, something like that. So they're crazy money, and we didn't want to buy cheap aftermarket crap because we didn't want to have the customer come back or complain and whatnot. So we purchased the brand new sensors from Maserati, and they were extremely expensive. We had about $600 give or take in interest. Yes, we had to, borrow money just like everybody else. We don't have, $100,000 sitting around and burning a hole in our pocket. So, all in all, $36,500. I had the car listed on Cars and Bids. I had the car listed on eBay several times and other websites, but for some reason, it was just not moving, and all I had was a bunch of lowballers and people just completely insulting me, which is really, unpleasant because they were offering ridiculous money, like, oh, I'll give you 10 grand, I'll give you 15 grand, and I don't know where these people are getting these prices from. The book value, private party value on that car at the time was about $39,000, and the wholesale was about, $37,000, $38,000, give or take. So what I decided to do finally, I priced the car at $35,900 on eBay with the buy it now, non-negotiable, and it sold right away. But we suffered about a $600 loss on that car. The next car that we have purchased was the 2011 Maserati Cuacha Porte. Also a beautiful car, but had the same issues as the Gran Turismo, sticky buttons, etc. But they're basically very identical cars, same drivetrain, same transmission, same engine, same brakes, etc. It's basically a four-door Gran Turismo. I really like that car, but the sticky button issue that I fixed took a long time, and I made a video about that. I'll link it down below if you want to check it out. So that car, my partner, Goodfella Devin, purchased for himself because his lease was up on his other car. So it's still here. We haven't sold it. I haven't really advertised it anywhere. So when he gets bored with it, we'll list it for sale. The next car that we tried to flip was a 2010 BMW 335i M Sport, but I'm not counting that car towards profits or losses because that vehicle belonged to my partner Goodfella Devin. He purchased that car brand new in 2010. And I actually made a video about this car months ago called the most reliable BMW ever, and I got a lot of hate on that video because everybody was like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, it's the most unreliable car. However, Goodfella Devin put about 150,000 miles in that car in 10 years and never had really any major issues with the car, and it was still running beautifully at the time we sold it. We ran the car through the auction a couple times, but it didn't bring what we really wanted, so I listed it on eBay, and it sold in less than 12 hours. I listed it Saturday night, and Sunday morning, 7 o'clock, somebody hit the buy it now, and the guy came in, within a few hours, picked up the car and drove away. And he was actually really shocked that he got the car so cheap. So I think I have significantly underpriced the car, but whatever, the car's gone. The next car that we had was a Jaguar, which was a 2000 Jaguar S-Type, and I absolutely freaking hate that car. I hope it burns in hell. That car was nothing but headaches. We bought this at the auction for about $800. After all said and done, we were about $1,000 into it, and that car sat for the longest time, so I had to put a new battery in it, which was another $150. And all in all, we were about $1,200 into that car. I actually sold that car to a viewer on YouTube about a couple of months ago, and back and forth, and he was in a different state, so I had to ship it, this and that. And that transaction was just nothing but a headache after headache after headache. So eventually what happened was that I decided to give the guy his money back, and the car is still here. So we ran it through the auction, and it didn't sell. So we're gonna try to run it again. I just want to get rid of that thing, and I never want to see it in my life ever again. One of the other vehicles that we had was a 2009 Chevy Suburban 2500 heavy duty that belonged to Secret Service. I purchased that car mainly for the YouTube channel. I thought it would generate some interest because there were not that many videos with the 2500 Chevy Suburbans on YouTube, but that series was unsuccessful. Nobody really watched it. So I really liked that truck, but it needed a lot of work, and I spent about $4,500 fixing all the little issues with that truck. The AC, sucked a lot of money out of me, and there was a lot of, little things here and there, which was absolutely, crazy on my part because, most car dealers don't do stuff like this, and unfortunately, it ate all the profits. So at the end, we were about $11,400 into the truck, and I just couldn't move it for the life of me. We ran it to the auction a couple times, and I had it on eBay. And I had it priced, thousands of dollars below what everybody else had their junk priced at, and it just wouldn't move. So what happened was my friend, who has an expanding family, saw the truck, absolutely loved it, and I ended up selling it to him for $8,000, which, if you can do math, it's a massive loss. And I took his Honda Civic on a trade, so hopefully I can flip the Civic and maybe recover some of that loss that I suffered on that truck. Finally, let's talk about the C4 Corvette. That was actually the first sale of the dealership, and we sold that car on Cars and Bids, which is a website that belongs to Doug DeMuro. He started that website a few months ago with an intention of offering auctions for enthusiast cars, and we listed that car on Doug DeMuro's website, no reserve, and the car sold for $9,000. Now, I have purchased that Corvette for $9,000, and I spent about another $1,500 on the car. I replaced both door panels. The driver's side door panel I replaced twice. I found one on eBay for about $250, but it wasn't as good. So then I found two locally for $500 each, and I had some miscellaneous expenses here and there. So I was about $10,500 into the car, and it sold for $9,000, which was a $1,500 loss. But again, was never intended to flip that car. However, what happened that after the sale, 2 weeks after the car sold on carsandbids.com, I received an email from them with a bunch of documents that needed to be signed. I ignored that email for a few days, and they resent it again. So I finally looked at the documents, and it turned out that I was one of the first 50 sellers on carsandbids.com, and Doug DeMuro was offering a $1,000 bonus to each of the 50 first sellers. So I signed the documents and whatnot, and then several weeks later I received $1,000 from Doug DeMuro. So that actually softened the blow on the Corvette, which brought it up to 10 grand. So I lost about $500 on that car. So if you've been following the news, or if you're in the car community, you might have heard that the prices for used cars have skyrocketed everywhere because there's a shortage of used cars, apparently. I didn't know that, but apparently there is, and the prices of used cars at the auctions are absolutely insane. So we have not been able to buy any, exotics or any fancy or interesting cars because we just can't afford them. And just the prices that these cars are going for are absolutely ridiculous. And I personally think that this market is going to crash at some point, and all these idiots who are overpaying for these cars are gonna eat crap because they're gonna be stuck with them and they won't be able to sell them. So I did pick up another Panther. I picked up a 2009 Grand Marquis at the auction, which I got for a decent price, and it's a very nice car. So that's a new addition, but it's nothing fancy or exotic. And as I mentioned before, we also have a Honda Civic that we got on a trade, but I personally hate Japanese cars or anything Honda or Toyota, whatever. So this is not something that we want to deal with. But we took the car on a trade as a favor to a friend of ours, and I'm just trying to get rid of that Honda and move on with my life. Fellas, that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed this quick video, and if you did, subscribe, like, share. Thanks. Bye.